Howdy do, Captain Larry W6WUH in California. What we've got here is an as-found, rather dirty Valiant AM transmitter. And what we're going to do is just go through the various steps of cleaning the transmitter, evaluating its physical condition, and once we've done those things and made a list of obvious faults we found, then we'll begin to recap it and test the tubes and go through the overhaul procedure. First step is the cleaning, and in the process of cleaning, keep a notebook handy and make a note of things that you find that aren't right. Here's a bolt that doesn't belong here, hanging loose. On the underside of the chassis, there's a couple of filter caps that are hanging by a thread, and we'll look for burned components and loose components, damaged components. We'll make a note of things that need to be repaired. If we find arc marks or anything broken or crusty and corroded, make a note of that, and it'll go on the list of things to fix when we do the overhaul. Okay, let's just take a close look in here right now. What we can see very closely is that there's a lot of dirt on everything, and pardon the waving camera here, but just a quick wipe with a sponge and dish soap and warm water, and on a little patch of it here, you can see what happens just with a little bit of cleaning. We go from something that looks like that, really terrible, to something that's a little pitted maybe, but going to be acceptable. So everything in here, you'll see, is just covered with dirt and grunge. So the first step in evaluating a transmitter or a receiver, and certainly before you can begin any overhaul work on it, is you have to have the thing scrupulously clean. Here's one of the 6146s we pulled out of there. I had to spray that with deoxit just to get the plate caps off of there because it was so crusty. So that kind of thing happens. When you find that, you know you've got a lot of cleaning to do. Here's a bias pot, and you can see that it's green with corrosion, and it's physically stuck. So that's the kind of thing that goes on the notes that you take. Basically, I'll go through and do a preliminary cleaning of everything, and then we'll start going back through it piece by piece. This usually takes a couple of steps: a preliminary cleaning and a secondary cleaning when you get in there with rags on the end of screwdrivers and toothbrushes, get in any nook and cranny. In a transmitter like this, where there's 1,000 volts or more of B plus present, any place like this where there's B plus present and there's a lot of dirt is a conductive path that can create an arc. What you get is oil or dirt on the surface, and the dirt attracts moisture, and those two things create an arc path, and the high voltage just run right down that path to ground and burn stuff up. So cleanliness is absolutely the first step here. So I'll start cleaning on it. We'll go back and take a look.